Hello, Abnormal Investigations. Don't forget, tonight is the lunar eclipse, and we're going to be boots on the ground. We will be on 11:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and if not right at 11:30, we'll be close because y'all know I run late most of the time. But that's the plan. It's going to be a good night, guys. I think we may get some encounters tonight. I've had a lot of people email me, which I don't talk to them that much, but they're witches, and they're also happy about tonight and everything, but they're more excited about April 8th. But they said tonight is also a big deal because it's leading up to the big event and they're practicing and all kinds of weird stuff. So tonight should be a really good boots on the ground. December 29th, 2022. Hi, my name is Kaya. I'm in my early 20s and I'm a rather tall man. I'm 7'2". I'm light-skinned with long curly hair. Me and my family decided to head to my grandparents' farm in the mountains for Christmas. So we packed up our car and headed off. It was a long, slow drive on the snow-covered road. We were the only car on the road. We finally got to the top and reached the farm. I got out of the car to open the gate to let my family through. Then I closed the gate behind them and got back into the car and drove up to the house. When we reached the house, there was Christmas decorations all over the place. My grandparents were waiting outside, who welcomed us with open arms. We all went inside for dinner, which was already cooking. Then suddenly we heard this loud noise that sounded like an elk scream, but distorted. We can hear it clearly through the walls and through the glass. We've been hearing that sound for a while now. We don't know what the heck it is, Bert said. Don't worry about it, dear. Let's open presents. So we all gathered around the Christmas tree and started opening presents. I got a new phone and some personal stuff that I don't want to go into details about. When dusk approached, it was dinner time. We all sat down, said our prayers, and started eating. When I was about to grab something, that ungodly roar sounded out again. But this time, it was much closer. Everyone went back to eating. I grabbed a cooked turkey leg, ripped a big piece off, and was chewing and swallowing it down. Whenever I got done, we all heard something hit against the house. We ignored it and went outside and started to have a snowball fight. One of my younger brothers nailed me in the head with a snowball. I gathered up one and threw it back. Then the sound of a stick snapping and heavy footsteps on the snow got our attention. We all flickered our lights on and shone them to where the sound came from, and that's whenever we saw it. The creature stood about 9 to 10 feet tall with the body of a masculine, muscled man, but it had the head of an elk. The creature's body was covered in slightly long, shaggy fur. The thing that stood out was its bright, glowing eyes, looking at me and my brothers. Then it took 2 steps closer on its hoofed feet, dragging its claws on its hand behind it until it reached a tree and wrapped its arms around the tree. The thought of it being a Wendigo came to mind, but I didn't look like a Wendigo. It's probably one of the cryptid hybrids like the canine grizzly bear, beast of the feline canine bloodlines howler, or something like that. I'm not sure what we saw. But the creature opened his mouth, baring his canine-like teeth, before throwing its head back and letting out the distorted elk scream. We ran back to the house. We ran back inside and slammed the door shut. We told everyone what happened. My grandpa got his gun and ran outside. Then we heard him scream and him shooting twice at what was trying to attack him. Then he stumbled back inside. He said, the only thing I saw out there was eyes, bright yellow eyes running toward me, and I had little time to put 2 rounds at the darn thing, he said, shaking in his chair. Christmas has passed, but we made a rule never to speak of our experience again. We don't know what was at the house that night, and we wonder sometimes if the Christmas lights is what kept it at bay. To this day, even in July, my grandpa still runs the Christmas lights that run the perimeter of his house. He said since he's been doing that, the howls are still there, but they are further away. So yeah, I believe that running lights does help keep them away, and I think that it was smart that my grandpa leaves the Christmas lights up to protect the boundaries of his property. He also installed floodlights that are on motion detectors around the house in case it does get too close. He also has put up trail cameras up into the trees. So hopefully this will keep my grandma and grandpa safe. What do you think, Mike? I think that's a great idea. I think the lights work. I think trail cameras work, and I think the floodlights will work. We know they don't like lights, and I've never even thought about the Christmas lights. I mean, they would be cost effective because they don't use much electric, and they can put out quite a bit of light if you get the white ones. So I think it's a pretty good idea. I think you all just probably lured it up there. It probably heard you all playing outside, and for some reason they're attracted to kids, and I think that's what attracted it. Don't forget to watch us on our live tonight, guys. It's going to be a good live. And if you have not seen the Patreon or the YouTube membership video I dropped, it might be something you want to think about, because I'm getting a lot of good questions and a lot of good chat in the Patreon about it. So the YouTubers also that are members have sent me good comments on it. I really opened up on that video, guys, and I let a lot of things out. And it's not something I can release to the public right now, but to the members and everybody, it's a pretty big look into what's coming. So everybody, keep your head on a swivel. Don't be something's dinner, and we'll see you tonight.